Hello everyone. Today's lesson is about real number system. So let us define first what is a real number. A real number is a number that can be found on the number line. These are the numbers that we normally use and apply in real-world applications. So let us illustrate this using a number line. From what we have defined a while ago, it is said that these are the numbers that can be found on the number line. For example, point A is on -7. Another, point B is on 0. Next, point C is on 5/2 or 5/2. 5/2 is also equivalent to 2 and 1/2. That is why 5/2 is between 2 and 3. Another, point D is on -4.5. Since it's negative, it's on the left side of 0 and it is between -4 and -5. And for the last one, point E is on the square root of 40. The square root of 40 is a non-perfect square, and therefore, it is somewhere between 6 and 7. So as you observe, these are examples of numbers that can be found on a number line. And these numbers are rationals and irrationals, just like what we have studied before. Illustrate this real number system as this. So we have the real numbers, and the symbol for that is the capital letter R. Again, from what we have defined a while ago, these are the numbers that can be found on the number line. Real numbers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers. Rational numbers are the numbers that can be expressed in the ratio of two integers. So we have A over B. And irrational numbers are the numbers that can't be expressed as the ratio of two integers. So the symbol for rational numbers is capital letter Q, and the symbol for irrational numbers is capital letter Q with a prime. Now, what are the rational numbers? The rational numbers are the integers, and we're going to use capital letter Z to represent this. While with fractions and decimals, we're going to use capital letter F. Now, what are the integers? The integers are the numbers that you can also see on a number line, just like what we have a while ago. So say for example, if we draw a number line, the center will be 0. Numbers to the right are all positive and numbers to the left are all negative. Now, what are the fractions and decimals? So from what we have studied before, decimals that can be expressed as fractions are rational. Now, let's take a look with the integers. Well, on the integers, we have the negative integers represented by Z and then a negative sign. Negative integers are the numbers less than 0. So we have, for example, -1, -2, -3, and so on. Again, these are the numbers that are less than 0. Well, the whole numbers is represented by capital letter W. Whole number starts with 0. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, whole numbers, and under the whole numbers, we have 0. And natural numbers are also known as counting numbers. So what's the difference between natural numbers or counting numbers with the whole numbers? If it's a natural or counting number, it starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Again, the only difference is that it starts with 1, while on whole number, it starts with 0. For example, if you are asked, 0 is a counting number, is it true or false? The answer will be false. Why is it so? Because 0 is a whole number. And it's not a counting number or a natural number. Another, if you are asked, is -2 a whole number? What's the answer? That's correct. The answer will be false. Why? Because -2 is a negative integer, and the negative integer will never be a whole number. And that's it. I hope you learned. Thank you. We're going to use Venn diagram in order to represent real number system. So we will draw a rectangle to represent our universal set. Then we're going to use two circles to represent rational and irrational. Irrational is not a subset of irrational, and therefore, irrational is outside of the circle of rational. As we all know that rational numbers are the numbers that can be expressed as a ratio of two integers. And all numbers that cannot be expressed as this are irrational. Now, rational has integers. Integers has negative integers. So these are the numbers that are less than 0. Well, aside from the negative integers, it has whole numbers. Well, from here, we can say that negative integers is a subset of integers. Whole numbers is a subset of integers too. And integers is a subset of rational numbers. Next one is 0 and natural numbers are known as the counting numbers. 0 is a subset of whole numbers, and natural numbers or counting numbers is also a subset of whole numbers. Now this is how we use Venn diagram to show the real number system.